When Christmas Vacation hit theaters in 1989, nobody expected it to become the ultimate chaotic holiday classic. A suburban dad versus 25,000 Christmas lights. A family gathering that weaponizes turkey and squirrels. And beneath the tinsel and chaos, production secrets most viewers never noticed. The opening animation that hides the final location. The house that appeared in everything from action thrillers to superhero shows. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Number 1. The opening animation hides the Griswold house. The film opens with a cartoon chase. Santa's sleigh careening through snowdrifts, tumbling past houses buried in white. It's festive chaos, rapid-fire imagery designed to evoke Christmas nostalgia. But if you pause during the Santa chase, one of those tumbling snow-covered houses reveals itself as an animated version of the Griswold home. The same colonial structure, the same roof line, the same layout Clark will spend the entire film decorating. The movie reveals its final location before the story even begins, hidden in a split-second frame of holiday animation. Director Jeremiah Chechik insisted the animators include it as an Easter egg for obsessive rewatchers, and almost nobody catches it on first viewing because the sequence moves too fast, designed to feel like memory rather than foreshadowing. Number 2. The Griswold house was used in other films. The house isn't unique to the Griswolds. It's a famous backlot building that appears in Lethal Weapon, Pleasantville, and decades later in WandaVision. Fans call it the most reused house in Hollywood, a Warner Brothers property that's been redressed, repainted, and repurposed for countless productions. Clark Griswold doesn't just live in suburbia, he lives on a cinematic landmark, a structure with more screen time than most character actors. Production designer Jerry Wreath said the backlot location saved weeks of construction time and allowed the crew to control every exterior detail. The same porch where Clark hangs lights is the same porch where Mel Gibson fights criminals. The same lawn where Eddie parks his RV is the same lawn where superheroes clash in alternate reality. Number 3. Rusty's lights. Untangling is foreshadowing. When Rusty refuses to help Clark untangle the Christmas lights, it's a gag, but it also foreshadows the final payoff. Rusty is the one character who never believes in Clark's lighting plan. He dismisses it as impossible, ridiculous, doomed from the start, until the end, when he's the first to see them finally work. The moment Rusty flips the switch and the house erupts in illuminated glory, his skepticism transforms into wonder. Johnny Galecki played the scene with genuine surprise, reacting to practical lights wired across the entire set. The foreshadowing is subtle, woven into throwaway moments of teenage apathy, but it creates a narrative arc. Rusty begins as the doubter and ends as the believer, and his conversion happens in a single blinding moment of vindication. Number 4. Clark's advent calendar predicts the future. Every time the calendar opens, the picture inside mirrors the disaster of the day. A broken sleigh for the attic scene, a burning candle before the tree explosion. The calendar isn't decoration, it's prophecy. Production designer Jerry Reese designed each image to subtly preview the chaos ahead, creating a visual countdown of things going horribly wrong. Most viewers dismiss it as background clutter, just another festive prop in an overstuffed set. But freeze any frame where the calendar appears, and you'll see tomorrow's disaster printed behind today's door. It's the film's quietest running joke, a detail that rewards obsessive rewatching. The calendar predicts everything, from minor inconveniences to catastrophic failures. And Clark, oblivious as always, opens each door with optimism intact, never noticing the warnings printed right in front of him. Number 5. Eddie's hat never matches his outfit. Throughout the entire film, Cousin Eddie's hat is always the wrong color for his clothing. Costume designers did this intentionally to show he never quite fits into any situation, literally or socially. His wardrobe becomes a visual representation of dysfunction, a man permanently out of sync with his surroundings. Eddie wears mismatched colors, clashing patterns, clothing combinations that shouldn't exist outside a thrift store clearance bin, and the hat, always present, always wrong, becomes the crown jewel of his aesthetic disaster. Randy Quaid embraced the costume chaos, suggesting even more outlandish combinations during fittings. The designers loved his enthusiasm and incorporated his ideas, creating layers of visual comedy through wardrobe alone. Eddie doesn't just look out of place. He's designed to be visually incompatible with every environment he enters. Number 6. The Christmas tree explosion was a real fire hazard. The stunt tree was packed with dry pine needles and accelerants to make the explosion dramatic. The crew underestimated how fast dry trees ignite. The blast nearly set the curtains on fire, filling the soundstage with smoke and panic. Chevy Chase refused to redo the shot, declaring the danger authentic enough for one take. The explosion explosion you see on screen is genuine chaos, barely controlled combustion captured by cameras rolling at maximum speed. Fire safety officers stood just off camera with extinguishers ready, prepared to intervene if the flames spread beyond containment. The set was cleared immediately after filming, the charred remains of the tree hauled away before anyone could reconsider the risk. It's one of the film's most memorable moments, born from a production gamble that could have ended production entirely. Number 7. Eddie's dog has a double meaning. Eddie's dog, Snots, isn't just comic relief. His name references the Griswold's constant struggle with leaks, drips, and household disasters. Even the family pet symbolizes the dysfunction, a walking metaphor for things that flow where they shouldn't. The dog appears in scenes where liquids are about to cause problems, sewage backing up, eggnog spilling, bodily fluids threatening carpets. It's subtle visual foreshadowing disguised as a crude joke. The name Snots operates on multiple levels, simultaneously funny and thematically appropriate. The writers chose the name specifically to echo the film's obsession with domestic disasters involving unwanted moisture. It's a detail most viewers dismiss as lowbrow humor without realizing its carefully orchestrated setup. Every time Eddie's dog appears, something wet and terrible is about to happen. Number 8. Clark's rant was entirely improvised. The legendary final rant, all 58 seconds of it, wasn't scripted. Chevy Chase was told, "Just get angry," and the crew rolled cameras. Extras were instructed not to laugh. Several failed. Chase channeled genuine frustration from weeks of grueling physical comedy, transforming accumulated exhaustion into comedic fury. The rant builds momentum organically, escalating from irritation to full unhinged rage without a single scripted beat. Director Jeremiah Chechik kept the cameras rolling, sensing something special happening in real time. The scene required only 2 takes because the first was so explosive it damaged Chase's voice. The second take, slightly hoarser but equally furious, made it into the final cut, and the extras struggling not to break character became part of the scene's charm, their suppressed smiles visible if you watch closely enough. Number 9. Ellen's eye roll wasn't acting. Actress Beverly D'Angelo had real squirrel allergies. The unpredictability of the squirrel stunt made her reaction genuine. She wasn't thrilled about sharing a scene with a hyperactive rodent. Her discomfort reads as Ellen's exasperation with Clark's chaos, but it's actually D'Angelo's legitimate concern about sharing space with an animal that made her sneeze. The director kept this information from the crew, wanting authentic reactions during the squirrel rampage. D'Angelo's performance benefits from the genuine tension. Her response is grounded in real physical discomfort. She took antihistamines before filming, but still struggled with watery eyes and irritation throughout the sequence. The take used in the final cut shows her genuine relief when the scene ended, a reaction that perfectly mirrors Ellen's exhausted patience with her husband's disasters. Number 10. The cat electrocution scene uses real smoke effects. Instead of CGI, the team used small smoke bombs hidden under the chair. The blast was so harsh the prop chair actually burned. They kept the take, charred fabric and all. The cat, safely removed before detonation, was never in actual danger, but the effect required practical pyrotechnics intense enough to scorch upholstery and fill the room with acrid smoke. The crew worked quickly, capturing the moment before ventilation could clear the haze. Fire marshals monitored every take, enforcing strict safety protocols that slowed production but prevented actual disaster. The final effect looks more violent than any digital recreation could achieve, grounded in real combustion and genuine destruction. And the singed chair remained on set throughout filming, a permanent reminder of the scene's practical intensity. Number 11. The squirrel scene uses 3 different squirrels. No single squirrel could perform everything. One was trained to run, one to cling, and one to freeze in fear. The crew jokingly called them the stunt squirrels. Animal wranglers spent months training each squirrel for specific behaviors, rotating them through scenes based on required actions. The running squirrel excelled at rapid movement but refused to stay still. The clinging squirrel gripped costumes perfectly but wouldn't chase. And the freezing squirrel, the most camera-friendly, couldn't be coaxed into motion. Editing combined all 3 performances into one seemingly continuous rampage. Audience members never noticed the switches because the squirrels looked similar enough, and the chaos moves too quickly for scrutiny. Its practical effects wizardry disguised as animal training, a reminder that even nature scenes require Hollywood magic. Number 12. Ellen's kitchen decorations match the turkey disaster. The wallpaper behind the dinner table has repeating images of exploding kernels. Production designer Jerry Wreath selected the pattern specifically for its thematic resonance, hiding comedy in the background where only freeze frame analysis reveals it. The wallpaper appears in multiple kitchen scenes, always visible but never emphasized, waiting for viewers to connect decoration with disaster. It's environmental storytelling at its subtlest, using set design to preview narrative beats. The turkey explosion mirrors the wallpaper pattern almost exactly, kernels bursting outward in chaotic symmetry. Reese later said he wanted the house itself enough to feel complicit in the chaos, as if the Griswold home was designed to betray its occupants. And once you notice the connection, every kitchen scene becomes a countdown, the walls literally announcing what's coming. Number 13. The sledding scene nearly injured Chevy Chase. The metal sled rig accelerated faster than predicted, sending Chase into the snowbank so hard he bruised 2 ribs. The stunt coordinator called it the fastest accidental stunt in the movie. Chase insisted on performing the sled run himself, rejecting stunt doubles for the sake of authenticity. The crew built the ramp angle based on calculated velocity, but friction proved lower than expected. The sled shot down the hill at dangerous speed, Chase unable to brake or steer, committed to a trajectory he couldn't control. The impact knocked the wind from his lungs, leaving him gasping in genuine pain. Cameras captured everything, the shock and discomfort reading as Clark's comic suffering. Chase took pain medication and continued filming the next day, bruised ribs hidden beneath winter coats. Number 14, Eddie's RV has a license plate joke. The plate number is EG Nog, a small nod to Eddie's holiday drinking hobby. It's one of the film's easiest visual gags to miss, unless you paused at the right moment. The prop department filled the film with tiny jokes, layering comedy into every detail. Eddie's RV becomes a mobile catalog of dysfunction, from the license plate to the rust patterns to the dysfunctional waste tank. The EG Nog plate appears in multiple shots, always legible but rarely noticed, waiting for eagle-eyed viewers to catch the reference. Props master Michael Moore admitted they considered dozens of vanity plate options before settling on the eggnog reference as the most subtly perfect. It's comedy through accumulation, building Eddie's character one small detail at a time until the whole picture becomes absurdly clear. Number 15, the Christmas lights scene took 6 weeks to shoot. The lighting rig used over 25,000 real bulbs, all wired individually and prone to failure. Crew members spent more time fixing broken bulbs than filming the scene. The entire lighting sequence, from setup to final shot, stretched across 6 full weeks of production. Electricians worked in shifts, testing circuits and replacing failures, maintaining the illusion of perfection. The rig drew so much power it required dedicated generators and special permits from local utilities. Every time cameras rolled, the crew held their breath, hoping the lights would hold through the take. Multiple bulbs died during each attempt, requiring resets and repairs. The final successful shot represents dozens of failed attempts, countless hours of technical labor, and enough electrical work to power a small neighborhood. Number 16, the final explosion uses footage from a 1980s action film. The fiery explosion in the sky at the end of Christmas Vacation wasn't filmed for the movie at all. The effects team reused a stock explosion shot originally created for the 1983 action film Blue Thunder, a helicopter thriller known for its massive pyrotechnic sequences. Warner Brothers owned the rights to the footage, so the editors simply recolored it red and added sleigh bells. One of the most iconic Christmas endings ever came straight from an R-rated action movie. The recycling saved time and budget, allowing resources to focus elsewhere, and viewers never questioned it because the explosion fits perfectly, absurd enough for Christmas Vacation's escalating chaos. It's practical filmmaking disguised as holiday magic, proof that smart editing beats expensive effects. Number 17, the front door decorations change, depending on Clark's mood. Whenever Clark is frustrated, the wreath is slightly crooked or sagging. When he's hopeful, it's perfectly symmetrical. The house reacts to Clark's emotional state. It's subtle environmental storytelling, using set dressing as a barometer for the protagonist's internal world. Production designer Jerry Reese instructed the crew to adjust the wreath between takes, tilting it during moments of defeat and straightening it during optimistic scenes. The changes happen so gradually that audiences register them subconsciously rather than consciously, absorbing Clark's mood through background details. The door becomes a visual echo of Clark's psyche, decorated chaos mirroring internal chaos. And once you notice the pattern, the wreath transforms from decoration into character, silently communicating what Clark can't say out loud. Number 18, the Griswold's Christmas Dinner Mirrors, a Norman Rockwell painting. The setup mimics freedom from want, but with everything ruined. The overcooked turkey, the bored children, the uncomfortable silence. It's a satirical inversion of the perfect American holiday. Norman Rockwell painted idealized domesticity, warm gatherings bathed in golden light. Christmas Vacation weaponizes that imagery, showing what happens when reality intrudes on fantasy. The camera frames the table identically to Rockwell's composition, then slowly reveals every element of failure. The turkey is dry, the family is miserable. Cinematographer Thomas Ackerman studied Rockwell's original painting for weeks, matching lighting angles and subject positioning before deliberately corrupting every detail. The moment collapses under its own desperate attempt at perfection. It's visual commentary through homage, using America's most famous depiction of holiday warmth to highlight how far the Griswolds have fallen. Number 19, the SWAT scene uses real LAPD training. The actors portraying the SWAT team were trained by real tactical consultants. Their synchronized break-in is accurate enough that police departments requested the clip in training seminars. The choreography follows genuine protocols, from entry formation to room clearing to communication signals. Consultants drilled the actors for days, ensuring movements looked professional under scrutiny. The scene's comedy derives from applying serious tactical procedures to a ridiculous situation, heavily armed professionals storming a suburban home over a misunderstanding. The precision makes the absurdity funnier, the gap between professionalism and context creating perfect comic tension, and police trainers appreciated the accuracy enough to use Christmas Vacation footage as teaching material, proving even comedy benefits from authentic detail. Number 20, the ending scene was added last minute. The studio wanted one final surreal moment, so the effects team shot a quick sequence of the Santa sleigh explosion using leftover pyrotechnics from another production. It tied the film together with literal holiday chaos. The ending wasn't in earlier scripts, added during post-production when test audiences wanted bigger closure. The sleigh crash provided that closure, escalating absurdity to its logical conclusion. Clark's Christmas doesn't just survive disaster, it generates new ones, spreading chaos beyond the Griswold property into the sky itself. The last-minute addition became iconic, the perfect capstone to escalating dysfunction, and it required minimal resources, proving sometimes the best creative decisions happen under pressure. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is stuffed with more holiday chaos than any family could possibly survive. The animated house buried in the opening credits, the backlot landmark disguised as suburbia, the squirrel squad performing coordinated mayhem, and the action movie explosion repurposed as Christmas magic. Which detail surprised you the most, and which classic should we unwrap next? Because in Christmas Vacation, nothing is random, everything is deliberate, and the truth was always there, hidden behind tinsel and turkey, waiting for you to see.